you don't know me, I'm Reverend Rita Andriello. This is my husband and co-spiritual director, Patrick FEren, Reverend Patrick, and you are at Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. And we like to start every Sunday with our announcements. So I'm going to call up Michelle LeMay, our board member and wonderful announcer. I don't know, she's just amazing here.
Good morning, everyone. There is such a buzz in the room. Are you guys feeling it? Like literally, it set the speakers on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Today is just electrifying. I think everybody's excited. We've got a really fun day this afternoon. We are going to be live broadcasting from Hollywood. Reverend James Mellon, he is doing a one-man play called Sissy Boy. So we are going to be live streaming along with people from around the country. There's other centers doing it at the same time. It is also a mini fundraiser for CSL Kauai, so it is a $20 donation, which will include the show and also poo-poos and a discussion after. So what's going to happen is after service, you're all going to scatter off and have lunch, and then you're all going to come back about 12:15. And we're opening the doors early so that you can get your seats, get your snacks, get your coffee, be settled in, because once the show starts, the doors will be closed. And that is for kind of respect of everybody who made it here on time, and then also so there's no interruptions in the actual show. It is live, so once it starts, it starts. So we are going to have the doors open at 12:15. And again, it's a $20 suggested donation. If you feel generous, be generous. Knowing that it goes to the center, and then also part of that will be tithed back to James. We have an incredible week coming up. We have we have an incredible month, but I will specifically talk about what's coming up this week because we have lots going on. On Monday night, tomorrow night, we have Reverend Diane. If you could just wave your hands all around like you just don't care. Every first and third Mondays, she hosts Spirit Talk. And what that is you come, it's informal, and it's all done intuitively. You'll take a passage out of the book, and then you have a discussion about it, and then a closing treatment about anything that may be happening in your life. So that's right here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, done by Love Donation. On Tuesdays, and this is every Tuesday, the Reverends have opened up their schedule to have a Getting to Know You session. There is a sign-up sheet for an appointment with that, and that's from 10 to 2 every Tuesday. And it truly is for the Reverends to get to know you. There's so many new people, and even people who've been coming around a lot, that it's just hard for the Reverends to chat with everybody on Sundays. So this is an opportunity to have FaceTime, to get to know them, and for them to get to know you. And that's happening every Tuesday, and that is called Getting to Know You. On Wednesday, there's only a couple classes left. It's been an ongoing class called Beyond Limits, based on the book Beyond Limits, You Can Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. And this week, it's going to be about the surface and depths of the mind and affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer is what we practice here in, receiving what we want in life. And there's kind of a way to do it in regards to saying what you want. So many times we say what we don't want, and we don't even know we're doing it. So this is a way to practice that and to learn more about how to go into your depths. And then Friday night, we will have a workshop here from 6:30 to 9 with Reverend Petra, which I saw her walk in. She's over there in the corner. She will be doing it's called Living the I Am. And it's all in regards to having new tools to really take your practice into the daily world and to really open up and become awake and awaken yourself. Reverend Petra is really with the Course of Miracles and a Reverend of the Pathways of Light. She's also a retired hypnotherapist and psychologist, and on her credentials. She's written a couple of books that are also in our bookstore. So that's going to be Friday night, and that's $12 for members, $15 for non-members, and all are welcome. And it starts at 6:30. I know we always have this Kauai time, but we do want to stick to our timings, and that's going to be Friday night. And some of her books that she has written is Everything Scattered Will Be Gathered, Emerging from the Patriarchal Fundamentalism, and A Journey of P's and Q's to Inner Peace and Power. Petra will also be available after service if you have any questions or you'd like to find out a little bit more about what she's going to be doing. And there's also a flyer that's available. Oh, and that reminds me, in regards to the flyers, we've done a little bit of changing around. You will see the flyers that are the bulletin board that's behind the coffee. That's going to be flyers for happening at and we're going to focus on what's happening here because there's so much going on with other members. So we actually added another bulletin board in the hallway. So if you are a member and you have activities going on or you would like to post your business card, please use the one in the hallway. We're going to focus the ones for CSL here out by the coffee. And there are usually extra flyers too. So if you know people who may be interested that might not be on the e-blast or Facebook or even come to service, then please feel free to take those and share. Then next Sunday, directly after service, we're having a very important membership meeting, and this is going to be in regards to talking about what happened in 2015, which was a humongous year, even the fact that we moved into this space and have our own space and home now. But it's also just going over the entire year, financials, all those good things, and for what's coming up in 2016. So we definitely invite you to stay for that. We've been putting the word out in the e-blast and also the pamphlets, and that's going to be next Sunday directly after service. And this is for everybody to attend. However, only members are able to vote because we are going to be doing a vote for the Board of Trustees too. So anybody can come to get the information, to even perhaps you're teetering on becoming a member or not. This will be a good opportunity for you to come and learn a little bit more specifically what we're doing here at the center, and then get all those tidbits. And that'll be directly after service next Sunday. That's just this week. And I did take a breath or two. You may not have caught it, but I really did. And we do have an incredible March. So one other piece that I want to touch upon and bring Reverend Patrick up to speak on is that they actually going to be doing a workshop. We've had so many other people doing workshops, but Reverend Patrick and Reverend Rita are going to be doing a workshop on the 19th of March. And it is pretty much an all-day event called the Open Heart Discovery. So I'm going to invite Patrick up to speak just a moment about it, and I'm going to hover.
I can hover with me if I'm not on again. But anyway, here we go. So anyway, we just want to take the opportunity because Rita and I, we don't do a lot of them because we're so busy doing everyone else's. We decided that it would be really nice to bring our Open Heart Discovery here, and we're taking it to Toronto in April, the beginning of April, but I felt it wasn't really fair for us. We did it for the Sacred Journey, but we didn't do it for our own community. And it is from 9:30 to 12:30. It is about opening up, kind of like the metaphor of open heart surgery. You open up your heart, and there's many ways to do that, and one of our ways is through forgiveness, through ho'oponopono. And it is a wonderful day of lots of exercises to just crack it open gently and then warm it up with just love. I've hovered. Goodbye. So, come on the 19th, 9:30 to 12:30.
All right, and if you didn't hear that, 9:30 to 12:30 on the 19th. And then we do have another workshop on Saturday the 26th from 2 to 5, and that's going to be Paul Sterling, and he'll chat about his workshop next week. It's all about compassionate communications, and he's done several of these around the island, and so now we have the opportunity to host him here. So that's going to be on March 26th. And then the last thing I'm going to mention, just for you to have an FYI, is that Michael and Carrie will be doing another music-infused evening by popular demand for those of you who are here. I think we had about 35 people here who just took off and went somewhere else when they started. It was an amazing experience. And I know that it's been great for you to share your medicine with us. So that's going to be the last Monday of March. Well, thank you so much for your kind attention, and enjoy your service.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Appreciate it. I appreciate the leaders that are stepping up in our center. We have a lot of amazing people that are stepping into leadership positions, and one of those is Malia Reed, who is in our practitioner class. They're just about ready to finish their first year. Next year they go into internship. So I know, it's exciting. So we've invited her today to lead us in our meditation. Malia?
Thank you. While they light the candle, I would like to invite everyone to just take a moment to breathe. Something that we all need to do, and we're not doing much of it these days. People are breathing from their chest. So I'm going to invite everyone to I'm going to explain it first. Take 3 long, deep breaths. We're just going to do this 3 times. We're going to inhale to the count of 5, hold our breath to the count of 5, and then exhale to the count of 5. And if you close your eyes, that's good. But if you're the type that doesn't want to close your eyes, what you could do what the yogis do. They gaze at the tip of their nose with their eyes 9/10 closed. So that's another way of really calming and getting centered. And if you're ever out in the world and you start to become nervous or you have to go in for a meeting or something, if you just do this 3 times, it'll lower your pulse, your blood pressure, and everything. So now we're going to do it together before the quote. I'm going to ask everybody to inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale completely. Inhale completely. Hold. Exhale. One more time together. Inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale. And as we continue breathing deeply, I'd like to read a quote this morning from Paramahansa Yogananda. Whatever you want to be, start to develop the pattern now. You can instill any trend in your consciousness right now, provided you inject a strong thought in your mind. Then your actions and your whole being will obey that thought. I'll read it one more, because baby really liked that one. Whatever you want to be, start to develop the pattern now. You can instill any trend in your consciousness right now, provided you inject a strong thought in your mind. Then your actions and your whole being will obey that thought. And with that thought, let's just take some time to breathe deeply and just go into our meditation. whatever you want to be, start to develop the pattern now. You can instill any trend in your consciousness right now, provided you inject a strong thought in your mind. Then your actions and your whole being will obey that thought. And this will take us into our treatment. What I know is there's one power and one presence in the universe that I call God, that I call love, and I know that this power is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. And because this power is everywhere, and it's in everybody, and it's all-knowing, this power is in all of us here today. Everybody in this center, on this island, in the United States, in this beautiful world, in the universe, and all the worlds out there. It's everywhere, and it's so powerful, and it's so loving, and that's what we are. We're made of this stuff that the earth is made of and the stars are made of. We're star stuff. We always have been, and we always will be. We are right now standing in the love of light, of glory, of God right now. And what I know is this service is going to be so uplifting, because it is already, and it's happening right now. We've already been uplifted. Everybody came in with a lot of really good energy, and this love and this energy that's happening right now is contagious. It's shining, it's rejuvenating, it's rising us all up right now in this very moment. And I am so grateful for this beautiful light that's come in this morning to raise us up and to turn us into lights that we already are, to remind us that we're a rainbow rising up, rising up. And I am so eternally grateful for all that's happening right now in this very moment. And I release it to the law, and as we say together, and so it is. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Malia. Thank you. I love the things that came through you. I am lit. I am grateful. It's not working though. All right, well, I'll start. So we won't let technology hold us back. Our voices are strong enough. So, and I can share the mic with you if we need to. So what I know is that you are here, and I'm really grateful for that. Again, I'm Reverend Rita. This is Reverend Patrick. Call us Rita, call us Patrick, call us whatever you will. We love you, and we appreciate you being here. And over here on my right are Michael and Carrie Fox, who are our music team here, and they're amazing. We all know that already. And those of you who don't know it yet, you'll know it in a few, you'll know it. You already know it. They just played so beautifully, the meditation. Anyway, so here we are, Center for Spiritual Living, where we practice the science of mind and spirit. And it is not a special revelation. It is not something that is just ours, because truth doesn't belong to anyone. Truth is universal. And so the science of mind and spirit, all Ernest Holmes, who is its founder, did was go to all the great teachers and mystics of the ages, and he was a great learner and just loved to read and experience life. He left school when he was 14 years old and just said, I just want to study from life. Not that I'm telling any young people out there to do that. But anyway, and he just incorporated all of it into like a philosophy called the science of mind and spirit, which is just saying that the divine, it's a philosophy of love, and that the divine expresses through all of creation, just like Malia said in her opening treatment. That's our affirmative prayer that we practice. It expresses through all of creation. There's not a part of us that's not divine. And that divinity, that power, that energy that we are can create amazing lives for us if we allow it to flow through us. And that's what we practice and just strive for and experience. And it's a wonderful, wonderful adventure. So I'm grateful for this teaching. I'm grateful for all of you showing up today. So aloha.
And I'm grateful for Sage back there, who is a gentle remander of what's really going on inside of us.
Yeah, that squeal.
We call it the silent scream. But babies can do it, right? because they would go, oh, isn't that adorable? Have you ever tried it? They don't say that's adorable to you, do they? But it is.
Well,
It's
sometimes.
a constant reminder. So, so thank you, Sage, and thank you for being here. We just love you. So who is here, speaking of which, Sage is not here for the first time, but who is here for the very first time? And don't pretend like we don't know, because, right
Hi.
here. Oh, look at over here, over here, over
Yay.
here. Oh, great. So this is so exciting. You didn't even know about this, but we know something about you before you came in. So we just want to share it with you. Oh. Yes. So what we like to do, that's called addition to what we already know. But let's tell them what we really know about them, shall we? Because we all know. You are magnificent. Did you know that already? I figured you would. So we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. Because we can never see in you what we don't see in ourselves. So that's something to take out into our world. And since we do know that, shall we all say it together? I am magnificent. Say it again with a nice scream. No, I'm just kidding. I am magnificent. Woo! Yes. Doesn't it just resonate perfectly? Now, if you'll just look to your left or right and to tell whoever's next to you that they're magnificent,
Or
and have
behind
a little,
you,
or
anywhere
behind
you
you,
want.
or you are magnificent. You are
You
magnificent.
are magnificent. I know.
You are
He's-
magnificent.
He knows. You are magnificent.
You.
You.
All right, that'll be enough. No. Now, wasn't that fun? Now we call it over. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I know, but you don't get to stop being magnificent. She called me a party pooper. Now, is that any kind of reverence to the reverend?
Yeah.
She called me a party pooper. No, we're magnificent, but we're going to continue the party.
Yeah, can I just indulge
Woo.
for a moment? We have
Yes.
people that watch us online.
Oh,
all right?
yes.
So why don't we just look at them and tell them they are magnificent?
You are magnificent. And I'm so glad you said that, because I just got a call yesterday from Terry Taylor, if anybody's met him. He's on, and he said, I'll be watching you all in the morning. So, hey, Terry.
Hey,
There you
Terry.
go.
And
There you
thanks
go.
for those
Aloha.
plans
And
again.
Marilyn. There we
And
go.
Marilyn.
Okay, back to the party.
Okay, so
That
I
would
think
be
we're
you.
ready for our new opening song, right?
Oh, and this is our new month, and it's dedicated to rising up. Rising up.
So happy new March music, I guess.
Woo!
Yay,
March
so
Madness.
Go ahead and
We made it.
everybody, if you would like to stand up.
Standing is good. Let's rise up.
Rise up. I
Rise
love
up.
it.
This song is called Shine On. You'll catch on quickly and just sing and be free in your spirit. Dance. Let's celebrate life today, right?
Here we go.
When I wake up, I look to the sun. A new thought is within me. In this world, I'm on my mission,
Yes.
Where we are rising up to live our life with integrity.
Here we go.
'Cause I am the love that comes from the sun.
I am a rainbow rising on. Every single race out of space. Shine on, shine on.
I am the love that comes from the sun. I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear. Rise up, rise up, rise up. 'Cause I am the love that comes from the sun. I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear. Rise up, shine on. I am the love that comes from the sun.
You guys clap.
I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear. Rise up, rise up, rise up.
I am rising up. We are all rising up in this moment, right here, right now. There's nothing stopping us, nothing. Nothing at all. Divine is working through us, as us, right here, right
And so it I am the love that comes from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear. Rise up, rise up.
I am
The love that comes from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here, sing it loud and clear. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up.
Yay!
All right, we'll work on that. We
Michael
got that.
and Carrie
Aloha.
original. Woo!
Rise up.
We're all learning this
All right.
together.
You want to do this or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll do
Okay. I want to be here for it though.
Okay, feeling good. Well, this is very exciting because this is, all of you, have you ever met Michelle LeMay? Okay, Michelle LeMay is like, she's coming up again. No, because she's coming up again. And guess why? Because this is very special. This is our time of in the light, or we do a reading, an affirmation, and a treatment. And Michelle has really stepped up. We see her, we sit back there and listen to her do those announcements, and we go, wow, I know there are a lot of them, but boy, if anyone's going to do them, girl, you're the one. But this is a time for us to get to know another side of you, that one side of you that is so dedicated to not only the teaching, but to your life. And so we are going to bring her up to do our reading today, our affirmation, and spiritual mind treatment.
There was that lone one single clap. The reading I chose today was keeping in with the topic and the theme of today. I chose it from Living the Science of Mind, which is a book by Ernest Holmes, and the chapter was, You Are a Spiritual Broadcasting Station. A person who confidently expects good things to happen, who expects everyone to like him, who expects to find happiness in life wherever he goes, will not only be broadcasting these thoughts, which will make other people happy, he will receive them in return. We should decide to think on the affirmative side of life, or accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. Very powerful. The affirmation I'll say once, and then I'll invite you to join me if you wish. I broadcast kindness and love, peace and joy. If you'd like to join me. I broadcast kindness and love, peace and joy. One more time with a little bit more feeling. Feel it, say it, declare it. Cast kindness and love, peace and joy. For what I know is that kindness, love, peace and joy, peaceness too, it all works, is already here. It's already ours because it is source, it is life, it is God. And I know that I am this peace and this love and this joy, and that each and every one of you, we already are. All we need to do is send it out from that place inside of us, because we are already it. And that is why I know that this kindness and love, peace and joy permeates every part of our lives. From having perfect health, to stable finances, to healthy, peaceful relationships, and to full self-expression to be who we are. We already are this peace, love, and joy. And I am so grateful to have this knowingness, that we all know this about ourselves. And with so much mahalo, and knowing that I get out of the way of the hows and what it's going to look like, I release my word into this law of our spirit that only says yes. As we say together, and so it is.
Come here. I am so proud of you. That is powerful. That is called spiritual mind treatment. It's clear, it's succinct, and it's direct. And that's what we do when we pray. Clear, succinct, direct. Claiming exactly what it is we are. Thank you, Michelle. That was very powerful. Aloha. And I love the reading was perfect. So we'll continue now in the spirit of peace and love and joy by handing the time over to Michael and Carrie for their beautiful, amazing music.
That was beautiful, Michelle. I'd like to read a quote real fast from Ernest Holmes. Very inspired by Ernest Holmes lately. There's so many beautiful people that speak such beautiful languages, but he's been really touching me lately. And I just found out was born in the 1800s, and it's so magnificent to me to find this renewed spirit in this teaching for my life. So this is a quote from him. Pure spirit exists at the center of all form. Pure spirit exists at the center of all form. So little words, but such a beautiful meaning. The song is called Spirit Bird. Kind of put it together last night with some lyrics that I wrote a while back on Patrick and Rita's Lanai. Fit them in with a little bit of love from our beautiful musician called Xavier Rudd. Kind of entwine them together, and we'll see what happens.
These calming winds, they blow across my mind. When I look to your shores, I feel you all the time. The wind in my eyes, the comfort in your tears. When I look upon you, I have no fears. Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo 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 yo, Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo 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 yo. The mist is rolling in, and I feel you again, my friend. You keep me safe and warm upon your grounds. You make my spine rise, and I see you not one last time. Used to think that you're a dream, but now I see. Spirit bird, fly, fly so high. Spirit bird, fly. Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo 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 yo. Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo yo yo, Imana ye yo 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 yo. Many tribes of a different kind, doing new work, same spirit by my side, same spirit by my side, joining hearts in ancestral twine, ancestral twine, ancestral twine. Slowly We rise, we rise, we rise. Slowly we rise, we rise. Slowly we rise. Spirit bird, he creaks and groans. She knows he's seen this all. We've seen this before. We're just remembering. Spirit bird, he creaks and groans. We've seen this all before. We've been here all before. Imana, yeah, yo, yo, yo. Imana, yeah, yo, yo, yo. Imana, yeah, yo, 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 yo. Imana, yeah, yo, yo, yo. Imana, yeah, yo, yo, yo. Imana, yeah, yo.
Thank you so much. Wow. I am so grateful. Have you ever felt that? There's no apparent reason for it, but I'm just grateful. Wow. So today's talk, today's message, what will he say today is what I want to know. First of all, I'm going first because it's March, so we switch off. So each month, so just so you kind of know what happens, the something. Also, I want to let you in on another little secret, how we choose our messages, our talks. In our organization, sometimes they plan ahead, they have titles for the whole year. We could never do that. Because what Rita and I do afterwards, after we leave here, and we do our little quiet time, we say, what do we need to know now? What do they need to know now? And it's usually whatever we need to know now is usually from the last week, and we carry that on. And I think that's really important because you don't live your life by rote. So this one, we had many titles, and to be honest with you, we did change the title from Monday when we put it out because we had this whole idea of, are you contagious? Because there's been a lot of, yours truly, a lot of coughing and a little sneezing and a little something. And last week, if you weren't here, I told the miraculous story of that I had a dislocated little toe and I shoved it back, did prayer, and guess what? It was called instant miracle. That was not the case with my congestion and my cold, whatever you want to call it. But I want to get clear about this, especially in this teaching. I do not believe that anything is contagious. And the reason I don't believe that is because I believe our thoughts are contagious. I believe our words are contagious. But I do not believe in that germ thing that if my hair gets wet, I'm going to catch a cold and all this stuff I was raised with. And the reason I don't believe it is because I would be in terror if I really thought about what is being suggested in my life. Because that means that everything I touch and everywhere it's been has something that's going to get me. And I can't live like that. I know they say when you work with children, because all day long they have, that is a thought process for me, my belief process. And here's the deal. When I go to hug you, and you hear that, and just by the way, clear, sinuses, love it. But here's the deal. If I go to hug you and you believe that I'm contagious, I would not hug me. because it is done unto you as you believe. And so I do not take offense if I go to hug you and you go, oh, cold? You know, and you do the little dance. I do not take offense by it. But I do want you to know that I do not believe it. So you say, well, if you don't believe it, Mr. Hot Stuff, what'd you do with that cold for 2 weeks? Whatever you want to call it. Well, I had a congested mind. And here's the other thing. Rita was on vacation and she came back. And guess what? She had a little sniffies and thing for a week. So, are you contagious? And people would say, well, of course, she had a cold. That, once again, is false in my belief. And guess what? I found out. I found out what it was about Rita and her cold. I had a very, very, as you remember, powerful week while she was gone in self-care and feeling on top of the world. And when somebody you love is sniffling and coughing a little, guess what? I wanted to share in that with her. Because I felt real guilty about feeling so good. And I had spent the whole week with self-love. And Valentine's Day, I sang a song and all of this stuff. And then she comes home a little drained. And I didn't discover it until yesterday. And that's my belief system. That what I did was I saw this. And yes, I did catch it. But I didn't catch her stuff. I caught the thoughts that I was placing upon myself. Now, the miracle doesn't end there. I found out something else this week that I will take with me for the rest of my life. And it's powerful, or I wouldn't be sharing it. I was in class on Tuesday, and first of all, there's a little thing around when you're not feeling well, it's kind of shameful. You know, you're like, oh, I'm not feeling bad at all. You know, and you're like, everything's congested in there, and you're just feeling like crap, basically. And so what happened on Tuesday, one of our wonderful practitioners said this, and I've heard this a million times. We were talking about health and how come we can mend a toe like boom, and why does it take this longer? And because A, we believe in process. But she said something, and as she said to me, to us, she said, your body listens to every word you say. And it hit me so powerfully. It was as though if I wasn't illumined and had a glow around me, I would be surprised. Because what I got from this was I did some reflection. I had been abusing my body with thoughts the entire week and a half. Every sneeze I resented. Every cough I resented. Every phlegm that was moving around, I was angry. And I said to myself, I know better. I'm a minister. I mend toes. How come this is still happening to me? And I was clear that I had been beating myself up, and I had a vision of this body trying to heal itself naturally, with every cough trying to rearrange the phlegm so that my lungs would not fill up. That every organ was moving through for that miraculous thing to say, let's make and let's allow Patrick to be well. Let's go back to his natural state of being, which is health. And all I was doing was beating it. One sneeze, one cough, all week long, till I said, this isn't working. And I've been doing a lot of Ho'oponopono for a couple weeks now. And it has really started to really change a lot of the way. And it's really a great addition because I do a lot of it, and then I do spiritual mind treatment, which is just beautiful on top of it. But I thought to myself, I had not once during the week and a half, not once, thanked my body for all it was doing for me to make me well. And it was a moment of absolute, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And I will live with this all of my life in every area of my life. My lungs, thank you. My sinuses, thank you. every bit of all of this. Thank you for working OT while somebody was beating you, and you still said, I love you. Now, this isn't to make me feel bad because, I'm going to only do that for about 2 minutes because it's a waste of time. But what I get to learn from this is that truth about, are you contagious? My thoughts were very contagious. My words were damaging. And I caught it. And guess what the beauty of that is? What the beauty of learning from mistakes or whatever you want to call it, missing the mark, is not to do it again. That's the gift I get from this. I get to bless my body and everything that it does. Thank you. I get to bless my life. I get to bless this beautiful, beautiful baby. Yes. Yes, you can clap now. That's good. So that was my powerful week. And I wanted to read a quote for you before I turn it over to, how does that feel? Does it feel because, words are just words. But I want you to know that it comes from my heart. It was a powerful lesson for me. And guess what I did? I didn't continue to beat myself up. I continued to love myself up. Love me again, to say, I love you, Patrick. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of everything you stand for. You are a spiritual being that can stand amongst everyone and say, listen, I did some self-abuse, and it doesn't work. Only love works. So I'm reading this, I read this wonderful, Einstein's turned into kind of my new main man, and he was like, and I remember in high school thinking, Einstein, and now it's like he's turned into the greatest metaphysician that's ever been. But I just wanted to read and close with this too. It was a letter written to his daughter, who I found out later was died at 3 years old, so I think he was writing it at a later time, and this letter finally came out. And there's controversy. Is it really a letter? I love that, don't you? You read something beautiful, and they go, "But was it really Einstein?" Who cares? Who cares if it was his next door neighbor? It's beautiful. Tell it like it is. But anyway, I'm going to tell you it's from Einstein in a letter to his daughter. But I'm not going to read the whole letter. You can do that online. But this is what he says. There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others, and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe, and has not yet been identified by us. This universal force is love. To give visibility to love, I made a simple substitution in my most famous equation. If instead of E equals mc power, we accept that the energy to heal the world can be obtained through love multiplied by the speed of light squared. So the mc squared. We accept that the energy to heal the world can be obtained through love multiplied by the speed of light squared. We arrive at the conclusion that love is the most powerful force there is, because it has no limits. So I believe with myself that if we're going to be spreading something around, if you're going to get contagious and start spreading it on everyone, let's start sneezing love. Let's start coughing up love. Let's start throwing up love. I don't care if it grosses you out. It's love. So now that I've left you with a visual, I'm actually going to turn you over to Reverend Rita and see what she does with that. Namaste. Oh.
How do I follow that? Did you just say that? You did? You want to come up and follow it? That's all right. How do you follow that? You don't. You create something new. That's what you do. So the truth is, and it's okay, the truth is that Never mind. Those of you that have been here before know about that. Okay. The truth is that I can't follow that because that's Patrick. And the truth is he gave my whole talk, so now I have to create a new one. No. He just proved that there's only one mind. He even used one of the quotes I was going to use, but that's okay. That's the gift of going last. So I want to focus on that too, though, about being contagious. But I also want to focus on this idea of, in our philosophy, that we are 100% responsible for what we create in our lives by what we carry around with us. We carry around a mental atmosphere. And Ernest Holmes wrote, "The one who wishes to demonstrate must clear his own mental atmosphere. What creative mind makes depends wholly on what we are thinking, and what we shall attract will depend upon that which our thoughts dwell." Every person is surrounded by a thought atmosphere. Through this power, we are either attracting or repelling, and we must embody the atmosphere of what we desire. So we can't create anything in our lives if we don't embody the atmosphere of it. I used to have this job a long time ago, and we never knew, like, I mean, we were working for somebody that was, like, no, it was hard. It was hard. This person was a control freak, and she'd come in, she was always in a bad mood, and blah, 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 blah. But all we did was talk about it. We let her mental atmosphere take us over, and then we spent so much of our time talking about her. How could we ever change anything by keep talking the same thing over and over and over again? So we created another mental atmosphere, which we took out into our lives based on that mental atmosphere and just created more of the same. So what Patrick was saying before about love, it's the only answer. It's the only answer. Once I left that job, I let myself leave it, but I didn't change the way I was thinking. So I took myself with it to the next job. And I did the same thing. And then I took that person, and then it happened to me again. And then I took that person to the next job until I realized that the common denominator was me. That I was the one creating these experiences for myself by the way I was thinking about what I deserved, what my work atmosphere should be, majorly what I deserve. I think the major thing in life is that we don't feel that we deserve things. That's why we don't create them for ourselves. So we create experiences based on what we're projecting out, and we can't get away from it. My teacher, Reverend James Mellon, who you'll see today if you come to the show, developed cancer, stage 4 cancer, and came out in front of his whole congregation because he always taught that you are equal to what shows up. And when he said that to me, I remember him sitting in his bed and goes, "Guess what, Rita, I have cancer." I started laughing because I couldn't even believe that it was true. And he said, "I'm equal to what shows up." And I was like, "No, you're not. You're not equal to that. You're not." Now I understand what he meant by it. He meant that what our thought atmosphere is going to show up for us. So if we believe in that, or whatever was going on in his life, because I don't know, but the reason I believe that he healed so beautifully was because he came out and shared it and took ownership of it and shared it with us. He didn't step back into the closet and say, that's why I love Patrick, when you share what's really going on in your life and really step into it and just say, yeah, look, but now I can change it. Because that's why we call ourselves a new thought, because we are not dictated to of what we're going to create in the next moment by what we're thinking now. We can change it in a moment and create something new. But if we don't take responsibility for it first, then and responsibility is not blame. It's not saying, oh, I was a bad girl, I was a bad boy, look what I did. No, it's not about that. It's about, wow, look how powerful I am. Look what my mind can do. And now love is the answer. When Patrick stopped cursing his body, then he started to heal. Because that's what it is true. Sometimes when we get sick, we beat ourselves up over it. I've done it myself, and I've had plenty of opportunities. So this whole Ho'oponopono thing that we've been studying, we are going to start to incorporate in this teaching, because it is, like Patrick said, it is so powerful. I know many people are here because we live on Hawaii, are familiar with it. But if we think taking responsibility, like the way we teach it in Science of Mind, is like a lot, read not self-identity, read Zero Limits by Joe Vitale. And when you realize that everything that's happening out in the world is a projection of your own consciousness, it's powerful. And so what is the answer? The answer is love. Because if we can, the answer is self-love, because it has to come from in here, something that we feel so deeply for ourselves that we can look at everybody else and feel the same thing for them. Because like Patrick said a couple of weeks ago, how can we say that we love somebody when we don't even love ourselves? It's not coming from that. We can't be anything that we can't embody first. So love is the answer. Even for the people that we think are the most despicable in our minds, we got to change that and just pour love on them. Pour love, 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 love. There's the Einstein quote was the one, but I have another part of it, and I have to find the part I want to read because it's, oh shoot, I wrote the whole quote, now I have to find it. Oh, okay, here it is. He's talking about love, and love being this power, and he says, this force explains everything and gives meaning to life. This is the variable that we have ignored for too long. This is the variable we have ignored for too long. Maybe because we're afraid of love, because it's the only energy in the universe that man has not learned to drive at will. I thought that was like brilliant. We can't. It's that we're afraid of love because it's the only energy in the universe that man has not learned to drive at will. Like all these other energies, we feel like we can control them and blah, 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 blah. But love is something that has to control us. That's the way we say, if we'll open up to it. That's why in this teaching we say love leads the way and law makes the way possible. So it's the love that we are, because we are that love. Or Einstein says that in a quote somewhere else, is that we're love and light. That's what we are. And if we let that open up and flow through us, then we can't help but be contagious. But it's not something we can control or will. All we can do is stay poised with our divine will in that presence, in that love, and let it pour through us, no matter what we're looking at, no matter what we're experiencing. We're experiencing a lot of stuff right now out in the world that a lot of us don't like very much. But we can't keep not liking it. We have to start saying something different. Pouring love, I'm being on those people that we don't like so much. I'm not going to mention any names, but you know what I'm saying? So, I know it's the answer, and I know we're all capable of it, because I know everybody in this room is very conscious beings that are directing their lives that way, that are trying to live this idea, and that are perfectly capable of living this idea, and that are right now in this moment even more enlightened than they were when they walked into this room, because they've taken some of these things in and they're thinking about them and they're going, wow, I wonder if that can work for me. And yes, it can. Love is the only answer. It's the thing that can work for everything. You put it to test in anything in your life, and there's a healing. And there just is. I practiced it this week, and it just shifted things around. When I start to say that my life's going to be lived in love no matter what, that my life's always unfolding perfectly no matter what, there's no challenge that you could ever meet that love couldn't meet it with you and carry you through it, not you pushing through it. Hi, princess. And that's what I have to say, all right? So aloha, I love you so much, and I love the fact that we're building this community of love, and I know that each of us is taking it now out into our lives and using it and spreading it, being contagious in love. All right, aloha, namaste, okay. Yeah, love you.
You
Hey.
created something very beautiful and new.
What's that?
Well, you had 100 quotes here. I only took 2 of them.
I know, I had a million.
Wow.
I always do,
Good.
though, because I find so many
This
things
is
I
just
like.
one of our little moments.
I
We're just
know.
sharing with you.
Oh. Oh,
Yes.
yes. And I love having Sage here. She's a
So,
wonderful reminder, like Patrick
So this
said.
is our time of affirmative giving.
And I want to just say a little bit about that for a minute. Okay. Patrick and I are tithers. That's what we've been doing for I don't even remember how long, but I mean, I believe in tithing I tithe on every single solitary thing that comes into my purse, into my pocketbook. I've never gone and want because of it. Am I the richest person in the world? Yeah, I'm rich. I'm plenty rich. But I've always been taken care of. And I just wanted to give a testimony of that. I don't think there's any limits to what God can do through us. And I am grateful for every donation and consciousness that comes into this center. I don't care how big or how small it is. There is no big or small to the mind that maketh all. And I know Patrick's grateful also, and you help us and assist us in having this ministry go forward and having it go out into the world and having more people spread that love. So thank you. Thank you so much.
And since we're telling all of our little stuff, what we do, like on Mondays, when we go through the donations, we bless them in a way that every penny, every quarter, every check, everything that is in there is, we fill it up, because what we know is that whatever energy was in there is just one big thing. So it is it is not counting money. It's more like, oh, blessing, and it's an event. You should try to be around sometime. It's
and
quite
like I
an
said,
event.
there's no big or small.
Big or small.
It's just, it's
Combine
all
and make
great.
it
We're
all.
grateful for it all. Yes.
So we have
Okay.
don't we have an affirmation that goes
Yes,
with this?
we do. It's divine love consecrates my gift.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I give freely today, knowing it returns to me
abundantly. And it does, and
It
so
does.
it is. And here we go, song. I think we know this one.
I see you.
Uh-oh.
You see me. Now is the time to set our hearts free. We've come to shine, shine, shine. We've come to shine, shine, shine. And live in gratitude.
Uh-oh.
I gotta breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. We gotta breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly.
So what I know right here and right now is that we do live abundantly.
Yes.
We live abundantly in all corners of our life. In
Yes.
health, in wealth, in relationship, in creative expression. Everything, all the consciousness that we put out comes back to us 100-fold. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what showed up in this basket, God in action. I'm grateful for who's in this room. I'm grateful for the consciousness that's in this room, the love, the amazing energy of light that's in this room, and I'm just grateful for it all. So I just, in that gratitude, know that we do go forth and prosper. We do go forth and live in that beautiful space of love, of prosperity, and of all that is good, as we say together. And so it is.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just had something that came up, and you know when that happens, I don't have a lot of filters, so I just let it go. So, but I wanted you to look over at this wonderful vision that we have here. We haven't really paid attention to it, and what I want us to know is that it is time once again to pay attention. Because I had a click. I was telling Rita, I had a click the other day, and when I get a click, watch out. You know, we gotta fasten the seatbelts, because I've been clicking. And here's the thing, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I've said it before, but I think that there was a part of me that was scared, because it looked so big.
So did this.
And so did this. So all of a sudden it said it's time. It's time that there's a little parsonage where the Revs live and where everybody comes and we have sustainable food and we build schools for our children that they can afford and that they can also go out there and be able to learn this kind of a philosophy that can help them out in their world and to have all of these wonderful events. So I just wanted to let you know that this has come up for us and it's time that phase 3 goes in. Would you agree with me? Yes? Yes, yes. So anyway, that was just a click I had to share. So with gratitude, we have Katie. Katie, do you still have your calendar with you? In her mind. So if you're interested in being a greeter, this is our head of our greeters who have been here since day one. And yes, and so if you want to be a greeter, it's very exciting. Today, Kaua'i and Katie were at the door. And on that note, in that announcement, Donna Schumacher, who a lot of you know, was the volunteer coordinator. I said was. And so it's really, to be a volunteer coordinator, you need to be here all the time. So what I've decided to do is, since I'm here all the time, that I will lead this once again, as I said before. I believe that not only what's in that basket, but service is so important to the best of our ability. It builds community. It also builds things like that. And it goes even beyond the financial. It goes from the spirit of giving, the spirit of serving. And a lot of people have made it known that they would like to give, and we haven't really gotten back to them about that. And that's because volunteer coordinating takes organization. And so I am willing, with Reverend Diane and with a few of us, to start it, but I'm going to start at full force. So if there's something you've been wanting to do, something that you've been wanting to help with, we have a lot. We need to get the word out onto our island. A lot of things can be done. I'm your man for now until that time comes, because I haven't really a lot to do. So I decided.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Can I thank Donna for her?
Yes, I was just, yeah,
Yeah,
you took
okay.
the, yeah,
Or
go
okay.
ahead.
No, only because she did put in some time, and she has a lot of things going on in her life right now, including her job and her family, and that's her major focus right now. So I thank her for the time that she
gave.
gave.
So Donna came to us and
Yeah.
said, you know, and that's what we should always do. We should be responsible enough to say, listen, I love you, but this is something I cannot do right now.
It's
And
so important.
So will you please step up and do it? So I thank her for that especially. So there you go. So Roseanne, there you are. Thank you for everything you do, not just the programs, that's what you get credit for, but she's behind the scenes of a lot of things here at CSL Kauai, so thank you. And then she also has a husband that looks like a DJ back there, and that's Rob Jones, who stands alone in his making sure that people can see us. And then we had announcements in the beginning that you thought I was going to forget, but never. But we announced this, but I was focusing on what we call the RAT. That's reading, affirmation, and treatment. And you just did an absolute beautiful job, so thank you for stepping up. And my dear Malia back there, we now have a meditation chair that they can sit in. Thank you so much for your continuous consciousness and your love for meditation. Thank you so much. And guess what? We have a flower thing now going on. So our beautiful Loya, who's always been bringing them for almost 3 years now, people are starting to share in it. So can I just bring you over to this? There's Janice. Thank you so much for bringing this. Thank you. Who's also stands for our children, so that when we build that huge youth center, she's going to be running like in The Sound of Music, all through the green grass, with all of her children behind her, making clothes out of curtains. Oh, wow. Wow, I kind of lost myself there. Sorry, guys. So there we have the bookstore by Stephanie. It's all about laughing, man. Stephanie, who does the bookstore, she'll be waiting for you over there. Sign-up sheets are over there. And then we have Ron Stover back there, who always is behind the scenes doing something. Now learning a little bit of this in case he can help Rob when Rob is not here. So see everybody stepping in. And Michael and Carrie. Yeah. Dear, a female dear. Okay. So anyway, We're off the charts now. So anyway, if we're ever going to get back to that movie, we better get going. So is there anyone that I left out? I want to say thank you to you again, Loya, for all of the flowers that you have been bringing through. That is just absolutely beautiful. And there's a sign up for flowers if you want to drop them in too. So there you go. You ready? You feeling good? You feeling like rising up? Well, then stand up. Let's do it.
One thing?
Let's do it.
Next week, or March 20th, we got Freddie here. He's going to be singing a special song with us. Aloha. Give him a love.
There you go.
All right, a new. Oh, wait, is that on? Oh, sorry. A new closing song, "Living in the Moment" by Jason Mraz. Hopefully, a lot of you are familiar. Here we go. Reaching out my hand with an open heart, I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong, and I believe this way can be the same for everyone. So I just let go of what I don't know, and I know I'll only do this by living in the moment, living our life, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment.
So what I know is that we are living in this moment, the only moment there ever is. This powerful moment called good, called God, called Source, call it whatever you want, because it doesn't care, because it's what we are at all times. So I just say yes, yes to it all. I say yes to this coming together today to celebrate the truth of our being, and that is that we are God. I am God, you are God, we are life. Can I hear yes to life?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. As together we say with such gratitude in our hearts for our coming together, and that is, and so it is.
We're living in the moment.
Come on, guys.
Living our life, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind, peace in my soul, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment. We're living in the moment.
We're living in the moment.
Hey, doors
Yes.
for Sissy Boy open at 12:15.
Yes. That's what happens when your sinus is clear.